Hey guys, I'm Nick Miles and we're at Dick Hanna Kia in Vancouver, home of the best deal guarantee to look at one of my favorite vehicles, the Kia Soul. It gets refreshed for 2021. Now it does come with the option of a 10.25-inch touchscreen, also a 1.6 turbo, and it's one of my favorite vehicles to spend the week, the weekend, and all of my downtime just tooling around and having fun in. The Kia Soul is just a fun, uplifting drive from beginning to end. It's that car that gives you excitement to be inside it. And it's really hard right now not to crank up the tunes inside this vehicle. So let's talk a little bit about driving dynamics. It's one of the only SUVs, in fact, I think it might be the only SUV that you can still buy in a manual, but you have to get the very base version of it if you want to drive a manual. So that's the downside. However, it does come in two engine choices. It's the 2-litre and then the 1.6-litre turbo. But for such a small vehicle with so much get up and go and so much fun and space on the inside, there is plenty of power when you need it to get away from a light or to pass traffic or even to use that freeway on-ramp. One of the great things about the Soul that a lot of people don't think about is the height, the ride height of this vehicle. It drives like a car, it handles like a small car, but it has the ride height of an SUV. It's sort of that cross mix and match. So even though this is technically an SUV, it still handles much more simply than an SUV would. I can maneuver it in and out of traffic much like a small sedan, but at the same time fit the people and all my gear in it that I would a small SUV. So it has basically the best of both worlds. And when you think about the driving dynamics in this, think about some of those small, sporty cars that we fell in love with over the years. Think about things like the Mini and the VW Bug. This has lots of get up and go, lots of maneuverability, and still the power that you need to do a little in-town zipping and fast lane changes. Now, incredibly, it does have drive modes, although there are only two, normal and sport. You want that little extra get up and go, put it in sport. That's a lot more get up and go than I actually expected. It even surprised me when I put my foot down in sport. Now, although we're test driving the 2-litre right now, which is the less powerful engine, if you want to step it up a little bit, you can go for that turbo, which is a 1.6. It gets paddle shifters. There are fuel economy savings, and not many people know this, but I'm going to impart one of my driving secrets to you that I do to a lot of people when I talk on my TV shows, and that is the automatic stop-start can save you between 6 and 10% on fuel, but some people aren't ready for that yet. So if you come to a light and you come to a complete stop, the engine can turn off automatically with the automatic stop-start. If you're not ready to have that quite yet, it's quite simple. There's a button down here, you just press it and it turns off the automatic stop-start, so the engine keeps running when your car comes to a complete stop and the engine doesn't turn off. Interior-wise, the Soul's undergone a revolution since it first came out. Nice designs on the doors. The speakers always have been embedded in the doors and have given that beautiful sound, which is sort of where the name comes from, somewhat in the vehicle. A big screen on the inside you can get as an option, but it comes standard with that 7-inch screen, and then everything is laid out perfectly and simply. There is lumbar support in the seats. You can get heated seats in the upper trim levels, and of course, the Soul is all about being able to see and enjoy driving, and the interior really reflects that. Great looking front end to the Soul. Now it's had its redesign with the tiger nose, and every different Soul gets a slightly different look. This is the GT line, the kind of sporty look line. This is in black with those nice red trims around it. Take a look at the grille. It has this very interesting shape in it. Fog lights down here. The headlights are the big parts here, and then the signals and daytime running lights above those as well. Think of all those very boxy square vehicles that came out, like the Nissan Nissan Cube and the Scion XB. They never made it, but the Soul has prevailed over the years because it's been so good looking and the vehicle's been so practical, well priced and manageable. And you walk around this vehicle and you can see why people actually love it. 18-inch wheels on this particular GT line. It has that nice red stripe which goes all the way down the side. Black door handles, the same color as the body. Black mirror caps with embedded signal as well. This particular one has roof rails on it, and then you get to the back. Look at the size of this plastic here. A lot of it light, and at the top the third brake light. A very square trunk. If you want to get into the trunk, pop it open. The liftgate actually has a really nice load level floor. It's almost the same height as a truck load level floor here, and there is about 18 cubic feet of space behind that second row of seats. You want to put that down, you get a lot more space. So it's a good looking car throughout. There's good usability behind the second row. Put those seats flat and you actually get more usability for all your stuff. And then there is actually a spare tire in this vehicle here and a lot of extra space where that spare tire goes, so you can stash your valuables when you lock the vehicle up and leave it. So good usage of the space on the interior and a nice level floor loading area. All right, that's our look at the brand new Kia Soul for 2021. Fun vehicle, right? If you want to test drive one, all you have to do is come down to Dick Hanna Kia in Vancouver, home of the best deal guarantee, and there's a trim level here for every single lifestyle.